Sorry for the awkward angle, it's just a little bit easier like this. So I'm almost done with Garnet's book, and of course, I have some agreements and some major disagreements. Um, I don't want to really get into too much right now, but it's one of the things that bothers me the most, which seems to be very prevalent in the New Age community, and that is this idea that evil does not exist. It is all simply the result of scarcity and negative emotions, which does not add up to me, and it never will. He also claims that people have hellish near-death experiences because their spirit guides present before them an illusion that would help them snap out of the situation that they're in order to improve their lives, which I can attest to with my own dark experience, that there definitely is some truth to that it will snap you into something, that's for sure. But the difference is that what I was in was not an illusion. It was not. And I don't know how to explain it. You simply just have a knowing. You have an inner knowing that the people you encountered were very real. And I've discussed this ad nauseum so many times on this channel. So many times I've had this same discussion about my feelings about hell and evil and darkness. And I'll reiterate again that to me it's all very real. It's all very real. It all exists. The hellish realm exists. The demons exist. All of it is very real. Does that mean it's all hopeless? Absolutely not. I actually think there's more hope than ever. That there's a purpose behind all of it. However, I just noticed that this is a common theme in many of these sorts of books. And perhaps, in the greater reality, it doesn't apply. Perhaps there's truth to that. Perhaps there's truth that, of course, in the realm of the absolute, such ideas don't even apply in the heavenly realms. They don't. But something goes on that's beyond illusory. But then again, everything ultimately is an illusion anyway. So there's a double-edged sword with that sort of argument. And there's no real easy answer. All right, my point is, though, so he meets various people in his astral experiences, some interesting folks. Queen of France, I believe, was the previous one I read, Queen Marie. This is Mother Teresa, and here's the perspective from his and supposedly Mother Teresa's, if that's who he truly encountered, their perspective as to why we don't have past life memories. Greetings, Albert. Greetings, Mother Teresa, Albert began. I brought a friend to meet you, as he is doing research for his next book. Welcome to you both. She said with a bright smile. How can I be of service? I am honored to meet you, Mother Teresa. I responded. You certainly led an exemplary life on earth, earning many accolades, including winning the Nobel Peace Prize and being canonized as a saint by Pope Francis. How do you feel about your life on earth now that you can view it with the benefit of hindsight? Mother Teresa seemed to be lost in thought as she contemplated my question. After several minutes of silence, she began. After I crossed over, I found my life review to be a real eye-opener. People on earth do not realize how little they remember about their lives until they can view it in intimate detail during their life review. Our human minds tend to store only a small number of events in our lives. In our conscious memories, usually This includes only the more significant happenings we have experienced. In a life review, we get to fill in gaps of our human memories, and often these seemingly minor events take a much greater importance than we could have ever imagined. As the old saying goes, the devil is in the details. And looking at the details of one's life can reveal some surprising insights, both good and bad. The ability of the human mind to forget the minutiae of our lives is a valid defense mechanism. Otherwise, our minds would be way too cluttered with memories that would make it difficult to function on a day-to-day basis. It is similar to why we're not allowed to remember our past lives while on Earth, because such memories would be an unbearable burden that would unduly interfere with our human journeys. Imagine how difficult it would be for a person to carry on a normal life if they were able to recall all the terrible things they did to others in previous lives, or to remember all the pain, suffering, and injustice they had to endure in past lives. Most souls who incarnate on Earth have had many lives in different situations, which we chose for ourselves to grow and evolve as souls. And you can be certain not all of our lives have been saintly. In some lives, we may have been cruel brutes who inflicted pain, suffering, and death on others, while on other journeys, we are victims of such abuse. As I've stated before in videos that I've made, if that was me inflicting the pain, and I already inflict enough pain in this life, but I'm talking about if I was Ivan the Terrible or Hitler or something, which I clearly wasn't, I doubt it. If that was me, I would prefer not to exist at all. This is where I get tied up in this loop of being this jackass in one life and a saint in another. Something about that still doesn't sit well with me, and I don't like that. Sorry, there's a train going by. So, how is that helpful when you return and you realize that is a part of you forever? Or even if you simply just played that role, right? You're very separate from whatever goes on here. This is true in the spirit realm. It is really illusory here. So it will feel like it wasn't you who did these things, but it still is you. And how do you exist with that for all eternity? What if you were a tyrant? What if you were a dictator? You'll have a much greater understanding as to why you were that person. But still, I'm never going to be okay with that. Which is why there's always holes and problems with these ideas. There's something always incomplete. And I will be troubled if I return and if I've had a bunch of lives on Earth and one of them was Mao Zedong or whatever. But I wasn't. I just know I wasn't that guy. It's hard. It's hard, but if it's the truth, what can we really do? What can we do? How can we change that? This life we're living now will be a part of us forever. Whatever it is you do, it will never go away. It will always be there as part of a little dot in your soul signature of your own identity. So let me just finish this. Victims of such abuse and in other lives, we may have managed to rise above the fray to selflessly attend to the well-being of our fellow humans. No human life is perfect, but some have shortcomings than others. When we return to the spirit side in our natural state as beings of energy, Those memories of our past lives and intimate details of our most recent lives on earth are merely objective observations about our journeys. That's exactly what I said before I even read this. That's exactly what I said. It will feel very separate and objective from you in our physical body without any feelings of guilt, remorse, or judgment. That might not necessarily be true. Our journeys on earth are designed to be a learning experience, a way to enhance our knowledge about ourselves and the universe and to gain the wisdom we need to put it all into perspective. When I look back at my life as Mother Teresa, I can see a number of glaring flaws in my actions that weren't apparent to me or the public. I do acknowledge that I made a positive difference to most people, but overall I was hardly a saint. I am used by the praise that was heaped onto me by the Catholic Church, and especially by the canonization of Saint Teresa. Although, on balance, I believe I did more good than harm, I was no different from thousands of other people through the ages who toiled in obscurity to help others in an effort to make the world a better place. I was canonized mainly because my efforts caught my attention of the media, who were eager to promote my works as an example of something good that happened in the world beset by violence, crime, and poverty. And with all this worldly attention, the Catholic Church was under pressure to honor me in a special way. And so they jumped through all the hoops to make me a saint to satisfy the clamor from the masses. What is a saint anyway? In my view, it is a long, outdated anachronism. Like so many tenets of the Church, originally it was designed to honor faithful Christians who performed exceptionally good deeds, including at least 2 verifiable miracles in the service of the Church. It was a way to tell the masses that faithfully following the rules and dogmas of the Church and praying fervently to the Lord could lead the way to a certain path into heaven. And so being canonized was like being inducted into the Christian Hall of Fame. The truth is that every soul is an individual aspect of the source, a being of energy without imperfections that could easily perform miracles without even breaking a sweat. But a soul incarnated as a physical body must deal with the limitations of its human form. To state someone a saint is really saying the person has been able to emulate some of the inherent qualities all souls enjoy without any special effort. So am I a saint? Yes, I am, but so is Albert and all the other good souls in the spirit realm. And you are as well, Garnet, except it doesn't show up very much while you are still having a human journey on earth. When you transition over the spirit side, I will be sure to call you Saint Garnet, she said with a twinkle in her eye, and she bade us farewell. Don't let this go in your head, Albert cautioned. You are still having a human journey on earth, and we both know you are far from being saintly. In fact, as I watch your antics every day, I shake my head in disbelief and wonder how I let you sign me up as one of your guides. If I promise to deliver you a bacon cheeseburger every day for the rest of your life, you'll let me out of my contract. Anyway, I think I've said enough there, guys.